Another company in the direct sales industry. Anybody else been with direct sales other than It Works Global? So we've got some seasoned distributors here. I was with another company for 6.5 years and I absolutely loved that opportunity. It was a great experience for me. My goal was to be able to make enough money to stay home with our 2 children at the time, which happened to be 7 and 10. I still consider myself a stay-at-home mom, even though they're out of the house. But I have a son, Adam, who is now 28, and we have we have a daughter, Kay, who's just getting ready to turn 25. So when Kay was born almost 25 years ago, we made a very strong decision in our family, and that was for me to stop working and come home and be a stay-at-home mom. And I absolutely loved it. And for 7 years, I stayed home with the kids. Really did not have any other source of income. I kept children sometimes just to bring in some extra money. Just do whatever mom needs to do, right? That's what moms do. So when Kay turned 7, she was entering 1st grade, and Dave said, you know, Pam, it's time that you get a job. And I didn't want to get a job because this is what I wanted. I wanted to be able to put the kids on the bus, get them off the bus, get my nails done, go to the gym, be able to get my hair done, have lunch with my girlfriends, and no one was hiring somebody for that type of position. So I thought, well, how can I create that type of position? And I discovered it through a friend of Dave's, actually. Dave was in the construction business until he retired last year. And one of his best customers, he's a multi-millionaire in that business, he introduced me to direct sales. He knew I was looking for something part-time and asked me to go to a meeting like a lot of you are coming to tonight. And it was an opportunity meeting. And I went to this meeting not quite knowing what to expect. But I only went out of respect for him. But after sitting through that meeting and seeing a chart that actually showcased residual income, I got very excited about the potential of this industry. And very quickly did a lot of due diligence, joined that opportunity, and worked that business hard for 6.5 years. But I saw something happen. That was a service-based business. It was a long-distance service. And when I started with that company, long distance was about 35 cents a minute. And I saw the margins fall out of that. And it got down to about 3 cents a minute. Now, isn't it included? Just about in all of our plans. So there's really no money in it. And see, that was the second time that had happened to me because I used to sell IBM computers. And I saw the margins fall out of that industry too. And this was back in the 80s when they were desktop and they were huge. And they were very, very expensive. And we made a lot of money marketing those and selling those. So the margins fell out of that. The margins fell out of that second opportunity that I had. And I decided that I was going to close that business down in December of 2000. I no longer felt it was a viable opportunity. And I shut that business down. And I'm so thankful that I did because 2 days after doing that, I received a phone call from a gentleman that I knew in that business. And he said, Pam, there's a company that I overheard a conversation about that has a product that tone tightens and firms the skin in 45 minutes with visible loss in the body to the point where you can drop sizes. And I got very excited about that, but I was also very confused because I'm thinking, what is it? Is it like a diaper? Do you strap it on? Do you roll in it? Do you bathe in it? What does it look like? And he had never seen it. This was really before the internet, so we really didn't have an opportunity to take a look at it. But I said, all right, I want to find out everything I can on this. How can we get in touch with this company? He said, well, I think we can get on the phone with them through this contact that I have. And so a couple hours later, I'm on the phone with Luis Maharis. Who's met Luis? Well, Luis is from Spain, right? It's hard to understand him sometimes. And I'm from the South, originally from Virginia. We had another doctor on the line who was from the heart of Mexico City that spoke very little English. So we're trying to communicate. And I thought that Luis was saying that it had gerbils in it. what he was saying was herbals. And so I'm starting to like get very confused, like, why would you have gerbils? But if it does what you say it does, I don't care what's in it, as long as it works. So long story short, I found out, thank God, it wasn't gerbils, it was herbals, because, you know, Dave and I were raised in the 70s, and the only herbs that we really knew about were marijuana. So, as a product of the 70s, that was intriguing to me as well. But I found out that wasn't in it either. And the product was originated by a team of doctors and scientists, won a Nobel Prize winner right in the heart of Mexico City, and the product flat out worked. And what they did is they would take it into Medi-Spas, very high-end Medi-Spas, and they would deep tissue massage it into the skin at $300 a treatment. So after talking to them over the phone, I flew down to Texas. They flew over, and for 3 days, we talked about this amazing product. And they brought a prototype of the product. Now, this is what they did. Prior to this, like it just said, they would deep tissue massage this into the skin. So they went to the pharmaceutical side of their business, because this was a pharmaceutical company with a cosmeceutical division. And you know that little smoker patch, that little estrogen patch? Well, they took that patch and they asked the patch manufacturer, can you enlarge it? We want to engineer and design this patch, and we want to put a formula on it, a natural formula. We want to fold it up to where all the formula is on the inside into a small square, put it in a bag, and keep it fresh for a year. Is that possible? So they went through several prototypes of this before they got it right. And they put it in that bag, and then they put 3 of these bags in a box. And the box was written in Spanish. And the colors on that box were pink and a little bit of blue and some purple. You remember that, Linda? They were not attractive. Aren't you glad we changed our colors? We're now black and green, and as you'll see from a lot of the ladies in the room, a little bit of bling. So when we flew down and met, when I flew down and met, there was 1 box of product with 3 cloths in it. So after speaking with them for 3 days and going over the product and seeing before and after pictures, hearing their story of how they developed it, how they wanted to bring this product into the United States, could we partner up? I was very, very fortunate to walk away with 1 box of a product written in Spanish that did not even have a name. We did not have a company, but I walked away with the ability to market this product. So I needed a couple of things. First of all, I needed to try it, because I had not tried it yet. So I'm running down, catching my flight, because I was a little bit late to catch the flight. And I had a cell phone back then. This was December 2000, and it was about as big as this microphone. And I'm screaming in it, telling all my girlfriends that I was going to be a size 2 by the end of this box. And I want you to know, I bought new clothes to go on that flight, and those clothes were size 18. See, I was going through a beautiful phase in life called menopause. And I tell this story all the time, but I seriously thought the back fat fairy showed up one night while I was sleeping and injected fat into my back. That's how the body reacts to menopause. Anybody in agreement on that? It is not much fun. So I was just praying that that product would work for me, because I knew if it would work for me, then I could market it to others, and it might just be the most miracle product ever discovered. And I truly believe that it has been. Truly believe that it has been. So I came home. I asked my girlfriend Patty to come over for support. Dave was there, my son Adam, and Kay, our daughter. And we stood in the kitchen while they were setting, while I was standing, and I unfolded it, and they told me to put it on my problem area. And I don't know how they knew what my problem area was, other than maybe looking at me, but I unfolded it, and I put it on my stomach. And I stood in the kitchen just without any movement, not knowing what to do. Remember, first time ever. And I'm standing there waiting for the fat to fall off into the floor. Without any movement, just 45 minutes. And you know what I noticed? Hardly anything. My skin looked a little bit better, but I was still in the size 18. So I was a little disappointed for a couple of reasons. I made a lot of phone calls to a lot of friends, and they were asking what was going on. It was the only time ever that I marketed something that other people wanted. They were calling, asking for it. And I had one box with 3 cloths in it. So my girlfriend, Patty, they said, be very positive when you use the product. I didn't understand what that meant. She goes, look, I'm more positive than you are. Let me try it. I'm like, no, I only have 2 left. I'm supposed to try all 3. So we wait 72 hours, right? For those of you who have been on board for a while, we wait 72 hours before we put it on again. It was an excruciating 72 hours waiting for this. So I waited, I put it on again, and this time I wore it 6 hours. I said, I'm going to wear it longer. I'm going to do some jumping jacks. I'm going to vacuum. I'm going to get some stuff done. And I wore it for 6 hours, and unfortunately, for me at that time, but it later on became fortunate, I didn't notice much. Still, second application. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have 1 left. What am I going to do? So I go to bed that night, knowing I had 1 left, and I woke up the next morning, 6:30, to help the kids get off to school. And I literally stopped when I jumped out of bed and turned around and I looked back in the bed. I thought I'd left fat there. I dropped a size. Second application next morning, a size, an entire size. I went from an 18 to a 16, and everyone goes, where did it go? And I said, I don't care, as long as it never comes back. Why do we care where it goes? It's gone. It's like if you lose a couple pounds, where did that go? You don't know, you don't care. It's gone. You just don't want it to come back. So I knew I had it. So I needed a partner. I needed financing. I needed a way to market this product. So I knew of a gentleman in Grand Rapids, Michigan, from that prior business that had a lot of credibility. He had a lot of integrity. His name was Mark Pentecost. And I called Mark, and I said, Mark, I've discovered this product, and I really, truly believe it'll be the next hottest thing going. And Mark listened. He talked to his wife, Cindy. They flew down from Michigan to Virginia when we lived in Virginia. They tried the product that night. They both had results that night. Mark saw Cindy get animated. He saw her calling her friends. Her friends were saying, don't come back to Michigan without it. We formed a company. We called it It Works because it works. And everyone asked us, does it work? Does it really work? We're standing waiting for our ride tonight. Dave has a shirt on that says, It Works. The bellman goes, what works? Dave goes, it works. And so we start telling him, I pull up my app on my iPhone showing him before and afters, and he starts giving me his resume. I've been in Neiman Marcus for 7 years. I can do this. I can do this. I can market this. I can sell this. People will want this. And isn't that our life? That is our life. It's crazy. So this is January 2001. We formed It Works. We had more sales this month than ever in our history. More sales this month. I just got the word from Mark. We sold more this month than we did our entire first 5 years in sales. And we're not in Hawaii. Can you imagine what you can do with this? You're going to start your business just like I started mine. Just like we started this company. It will be 1, and then it will be 2, and then it will be 10, and then it will be 10,000. So you have an opportunity here in Hawaii to truly, truly bring this fascinating product to this state and totally change the lives of those that you touch, either physically or financially. And you're going to hear a lot of stories in the next 2 days that'll probably challenge your imagination a little bit, but I can assure you these stories are heartfelt, and they are passionate, and they are true. So with that being said, I'd love to take you through a PowerPoint just very quickly, and then we're going to hear some of the stories. And let's go to the